What's up, guys? MC Stu here, and today we're going to look at a free EV suit or set of EV suits that you can get from a particular mission in the game for free. This is not a mission reward. It's actually something that you pick up during the mission. You need it to complete it, and it looks very, very cool. It's nice and useful if you don't have a halfway decent EV suit. There's 3 different versions of it, and you can farm all 3 of them or more to outfit your bridge crew and to have each of the flavors for yourself. And we'll dig into that more here in just a moment. Before we jump in, I just want to say thank you to everyone that supports the channel. Subs, thumbs up, and comments on these videos. Very helpful, and I appreciate it, and I just want to say thank you. So let's go ahead and take a look at this EV suit. So let's look at it visually here first. It's pretty cool looking compared to most of the EV suits that you get early on in the game. So let's just kind of take a look at some of those so we can kind of compare it. But this looks more armored. It looks really cool. It's got nice, the blue on the face of it there. And just has a nice overall look, kind of a Star Trek Stormtrooper-y kind of vibe, I think, to it. But I think it looks really, really good. When I first found this, I was pretty pumped. I went and played through and picked up all 3 of them. And we're going to do that here in just a moment, and I'm going to show you the easiest way to farm all 3 variants. Now, some of the reasons you may want all 3 variants, and let's just take a look at what those are. I believe I only have just the one on this character, so this particular version is the Striker. So this is the Solanae Striker environmental suit. There is the Striker, there is the Enforcer, and then there is also the Marksman. So this particular one gives you all the stats you can see there on the screen, and it gives us plus 2.5 critical chance. The Marksman is going to give us a bonus to energy weapon damage, and the Enforcer is going to give us a boost to melee only damage. So those are the 3 flavors. So melee, energy weapon, and also critical chance, depending on which one you want to wear. Now, you can take all 3 of these along with some lobi, 50 lobi. So if you play this mission through 3 times, or the quicker way, which I'll show you here in a moment, and you pick up all 3 of these, you can also take 50 lobi, and you can get a lobi version of this that basically combines all 3 of those particular stats. So the rest of the stats on each of these suits are the same. The only difference between all 3 of them is that critical chance, melee damage, or energy weapon damage. And so the lobi version is going to have all of those, the resistance stats, all of that, as well as those 3 offensive stats. It also looks pretty cool. We'll take a look at that at the end. I have that on my main paid account, so we'll take a look at what that looks like. You can get a black or a white version of it, and it's a little beefier, and it looks really cool. So let's take a look at where this comes from. So what we're going to want to do is we are going to slot the mission, and I had a suggestion or a request that I make my UI a little bigger for you guys, just so it's a little bit easier to read. So let me know if this is big enough here for you. All right, so let's take a look at the mission. So we're going to go to Solanae Dyson Sphere, and what we're going to want to run is a step between stars. Now, this mission you can skip. You have to play this. This is like an introduction to the Solanae Dyson Sphere. And then there's a couple other kind of battle zone type missions you have to play in between here in the Solanae Dyson Sphere. And then some of these other ones you can skip if you want to. So if you're kind of skipping through, you can do that on some of them. Some of them you'll have to play through the little mini missions that are in there. If you've played through these, you may have picked this up, used it, and tossed it, or not thought much else about it. But if this is your first playthrough, definitely play through the storyline. It's pretty decent. So I already have this slotted. I'm actually going to drop it because I don't know if I think I was using it just for transwarp, but something's changed with that. Sphere of influence. Okay. So I was using it for transwarp, but I want to make sure that I wasn't already at a stopping point there. So let's go ahead and slot this again. So we're going to go step between stars. And we'll take it, accept. And if you take a look here, so step between stars, if you play through this, there is gear that you can get from this mission. It's pretty okay, depending on your build. And you'll see that is that those EV suits are not listed because it's not a part of the mission reward in it. I think that you can bypass picking those up if you already have one of the stock, EV suits, which are pretty pretty ugly here. I don't think I have one of the stock ones, but this looks pretty close. It's just blue. The stock ones are just all gray, right? And they're not super great looking at all. All right, let's go ahead and leave the interior of the ship here, and we'll take a look at the mission. Okay, so we are at the starting point here for a step between stars. So let's go ahead and go to the joint Dyson sphere. So we'll need to get a little bit closer. Begin step between stars. Here we go. And I'm going to play through the mission up to the point where we get these suits, and then I'm going to fast forward that part so you don't have to watch it all. It's self-explanatory like any other mission, but we'll run through that, and then we'll stop it once I pick that up, and I'll show you how to continue to farm them. So let's see, what am I looking for here? Okay, so I'll fast forward it starting here. We're going to go around, talk to a bunch of people here at the base, and then it will end up leaving and going on our little adventure here. So we'll go ahead and fast forward it, and I'll be back with you here in just a minute. Okay, so during this part here, what you choose is going to determine the kind of suit that you get. So if you go with beams, it's going to be for beams. If you choose, say, what's the other one here? Let me pull it up so we can see exactly what we get for doing this. Okay, so for the stalker, we're going to want to pick the neither swarmer nor beams is what the wiki has. Beams will give you the beam one, which is the marksman, and then if you pick swarmer, that is going to, I believe that is going to give you the enforcer is what that's going to do. So what you pick here is going to determine the kind of suit you get. So I'm going to go ahead and pick beams. I already have the stalker, so I'm going to pick beams on this one. And let's go ahead and keep running through this here. Yes, activate the beams. Okay. Okay, let's go ahead and continue. Okay, so we are at the part now where we can grab our EV suit. So Tuvok's going to grab himself one, and here is ours, okay? So we're going to say retrieve EV suit. So and you'll see the beam one looks a little bit different, so it's a little more dark colored on that. So if we take a look at our inventory now, here is the beam one. So let's just get a little look at that, and then we'll look at how to grab the other ones. So what it is in the mission, this hallway down here has been blown up, and you have to EV across this part of open kind of space there. So let's go ahead and take a look at that. I don't know if there's any good lighting in here, but we can take a look at them after as well. If not, so let's switch that out. All right. So, and this one has purple writing on it. It's a little hard to see in here, but the instead of it being, or is it blue? No, it's blue as well. That's just the reflection from the environment here. But it does have more of a darker kind of look with the white kind of cladding around the outside of it. So it's a little bit different than what we have on the other one here that we were looking at initially. So now I have two of the three pieces. So, you know, I like to have complete sets. So what I'm going to want to do next is I have that. I've picked it up, and what I'm going to do now is I'm going to beam up to my ship. Okay, so we are out in sector space now, and what we're going to do is go ahead and start the mission or continue the mission, and this is going to take us a little ways back when we first boarded the station, so we'll have to run into the generator room, match up the consoles, and then run back, and we can go ahead and grab another one of the EV suits. So it's about, each cycle is probably about 5 minutes or so, if that, but you don't have to rerun the beginning staging portion of it, or going around the station here and doing all the different consoles. So we're going to go back through. The only other one that I need is the melee one, and for that one we're going to pick the Swarmer when after we disable the generator there. So let's wait for this to pop, and we're going to go ahead and fast forward to that next part. Okay, so again, this is where it matters what you pick. If you are wanting one of these, you know, a specific one of these. So last time we picked the beam, and that gives us the Marksman suit. This time we are going to pick the Swarmer because we want the Enforcer suit. And if we were to pick neither one of those, you can go through these options and basically pick neither one of these and just roll with it, and that is going to give you the Stalker. So we're going to confirm, yep, activate the Swarmers, and then what we're going to do is go ahead and fight our way back through here. To be careful in this room here, if you are, you know, higher level, or if you have a good ground build and you kill everybody too quick, some of the enemies can get stuck behind the doors. If you have an agony-filled generator, then that would probably take care of it. I do not have one on this character, so I did have to replay this at one point, making this video, because I killed everyone real quick using some psi magic stuff here, and it ended up bugging out. One of the guys got stuck behind the door, so... And it almost looks like one of the guns... Okay, he did not go back through.
We should move forward. Be on your guard.
So when we picked beams, we had the little beams on the floor going through, and you got to fight your way through that. Swarmers, we obviously have swarmers all over the place here that we're having to fight off. So, okay, so we finished off that room. We're going to go ahead and do the next one, kill the mech, and then we will be able to... actually, there may not be a mech in this one this time. There's not, because of the option we picked. We can examine this guy's body. I don't know if we really needed to do that, but whatever. All right. So let's go ahead and back into this room. So it's going to hold us because the station's blowing apart. Nope, there is stuff we have to... Okay, this is the guy that shot the dude in the beginning. So I feel like a lot of the newer missions, and this is kind of off subject, but with these older missions, the decisions you make made a difference in the way that the mission progressed. So you still ended up with the same kind of outcomes, if you will. You know, the storyline didn't change, but the way that you progressed through the storyline did. And so the first time I picked something different at the beginning, and we didn't see that guy get shot. And so we ended up fighting the mech on the way back. I had to check the mech on the way through the first time, and then when we just reran it, we... You know, talk to the guy that got shot at the door. This guy right here that's sunk in through the floor. He got shot, and then that guy kind of disappeared. We scanned, we didn't see him, but when we came back. So the decisions you make in the dialogue on these have, you know, repercussions in the detail of the, you know, the storyline, which is really cool. I feel like a lot of the newer missions don't do that, and that's kind of a bummer. The new missions are good. They look nice. They're well produced. I just feel like some of these older ones were, I don't know, they just had a little more depth to them, I guess you could say.
I'm here.
Let's skip this. Okay. All right, and our next EV suit should be available here. All right, and there we go. So we got an accolade for that as well, so that's cool. So let's take a look at inventory here. All right, so we have the Stalker. This one I already had. We have the Enforcer, and I am currently wearing the Beam, which is the Marksman's what it's called. So we have all three of this set. Now a 50 lobi, we could trade all three of these in for one of the lobi suits. I don't know that I would do that. I mean, I did it on my main paid account because, you know, I thought it was kind of cool. So I went ahead and did it and checked it out, and it is kind of cool. We'll take a look at that in a minute. But you don't, you know, there's better, you know, rep suits than these. But the rep suits can be a little bit expensive, and especially if you're a newer player and you know you don't have all those resources. I mean, you can just play through this very quickly. It's a good mission too. The end of it's very good. There's good rewards at the end of it. But what you can do is what we just did, where we played through up to this point. We left the mission. We came back in the mission. We played through that small part. You can do that 2 times after the first, so a total of 3. Get all 3 of your suits, and then go ahead, put one on, and go through that door and finish off your mission and get your rewards at the end. So that's how you get the Solanae dice, are the Solanae EV suits and the 3 different variants, and that's a quick way to go about getting all the all the other variants without having to completely play the mission through over and over again. So let's go ahead and jump over to my my paid account and just take a look at the EV suit that you can get if you trade all 3 of these in for along with lobi for the lobi version of this suit here. So I'm gonna go ahead and beam up. I'm gonna leave that because I think I might run this a couple more times just to get one for all my main bridge officers. I just need one more, so I'll run that again here later. So let's go ahead and jump over to my paid account and take a look at that suit there, and then we'll go ahead and finish up the video. All right, here we are on ESD on my my main paid account here. This spot's probably the best lighted spot if you're trying to check out Space Barbie stuff here. For some reason the lighting, like, it's not like it's dim, but everywhere else it's like you're shadowed. It's really kind of bizarre, but in any case, let's go ahead and take a look at this other EV suit. Here it is. So I still have 1 from that. I must have ran it again. All right. So it's a little beefier. You know, it's a similar overall kind of look. It's just black really, and I feel like it's a little beefier on the shoulders. And this one is going to have the stats of the other one, but it's also going to have all 3 of the variants that you can have there. So that makes it kind of nice. And let's confirm that. I see physical damage. I see critical chance, critical severity. Energy damage, resist, okay, and energy damage, the third one down. So it does have all 3 of the modifiers. So it's basically taking all 3 of the variants and putting them all into this one. And so you'll need all 3 of the variants, and then you will need 50 lobi when it's not on sale. You can go to the lobi store. You just have to have those 3 suits in your inventory along with that, and you can claim this one. There's a white version of this as well. I went with the black because the white one looked really similar to the stock ones there. And what other one do I actually have on this account here? So it looks like the Marksman. Yeah, so I have the Marksman one here. So, and I don't know, that does look more purple, doesn't it? That is a little bit more purple. And I know for sure that the Stalker is orange. So or not orange, is blue. So we might have like a blue, orange. Why do I keep saying orange? It's because I'm looking at the wiki at the same time. It looks like there's one that's red, purple, and blue. Those are your 2 kind of variants there, but it's pretty subtle. I don't have the Stalker or any of the other ones on this account because I traded them all in for the lobi one. So. Anyways, that is how you get the lobi version of that. That is how you get all 3 of the Solanae EV suits very easily. The whole mission take you about 30-45 minutes, and that includes, probably about 30 minutes. That includes rerunning that one part 2 extra times so you can get all 3 of those. So I hope that was helpful, guys. If you have any questions, comments, let me know down in the description. Let me know what you guys think of that suit. At this point, for me, it's more of kind of a space Barbie thing. On my free-to-play, it's great. It's a decent suit. Just to clarify too, they are not upgradable. So the ones you get from the mission, you can't upgrade them. They just have the infinity sign. Some things in the game that have the infinity sign, when you put it in the upgrade, it will let you upgrade it. Other things it will not. And so let's we're gonna grab this. So we're just gonna 100% check here. Sometimes when you move things to inventory, it gets weird. But so if we right click, no, there is no upgrade at all. And like I said, there are some items that have the infinity sign and it will let you upgrade it. So that it's not specifically that, but these are not upgradable. The ones from the lobi store that you trade in, they are upgradable. So you can upgrade those ones that you get for the lobi. So, all right, guys, have a good one. Thank you very, very much for watching. And until next time, stay safe.